Oh, yeah.
I'll do her a favor.
All roads.
And we have a public hearing related to a moratorium in the town of Wheatfield.
Pointing on.
Where is it? Can you hear me now? No. Anything now?
No.
Can you hear me now? I can hear me now. Welcome to the town of Wheatfield. We have, is that too loud? No. The town is proposing a moratorium. And before we get started, as I mentioned earlier, sorry if you didn't hear me, anyone that is on here to speak will have 3 minutes. And when we finish, if you would like to speak again, we'll give you an additional 3 minutes, but we're trying to keep it orderly so that everyone gets to say what they want to say. And again, I hope you respect us, and we will respect you. No crowd counting on the audience, please. Matt, would you read the public hearing notice, please?
Legal notice, public hearing, town of Wheatfield. Legal notice is hereby given that the town board of the town of Wheatfield will hold a public hearing on the 4th day of March 2024 at 6:45 p.m. at the Town Hall, 2800 Church Road, Wheatfield, New York, for the purpose of considering and possibly revising a local law to amend the Town of Wheatfield Code to establish a 6-month moratorium with an optional up to 6-month extension on applications and approvals of major subdivisions. Copies of the local law can be reviewed at the Wheatfield Town Hall, 2800 Church Road, during normal business hours and on the Town of Wheatfield's website, www.wheatfield.ny.us. All interested members of the public shall be heard. Town Board of the Town of Wheatfield by Kathy Harrington McDonald, Town Clerk.
And I have a statement to read before we get into the public input. And I'll do the best that I can. I have an ointment in my eyes and I had eye surgery, so bear with me, please. I would like to make it clear that this moratorium is not a knee-jerk reaction to the January storm, which I was told. We have all observed ever-changing weather patterns across our region, from major rain events to record high temperatures, including today. The town board has a responsibility to address the changes in our weather patterns and its effect on our communities. Niagara County supervisors have met to discuss this issue. We are taking appropriate measures to address the potential storm events which are occurring in more frequent intervals. Town of Wheatfield Town Board has found that the town has experienced significant residential growth and problems primarily due to flooding. Appropriate measures must be taken to secure temporary reasonable halt on major subdivisions approvals within the town of Wheatfield to protect public interest. If a temporary halt of such approval is not imposed, there is potential that such use could be located in unsuitable areas within the town of Wheatfield. The town board would not provide for the planned orderly growth and development of the town. The purpose of this local law is to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the residents of the town of Wheatfield. Certain residential developments, major subdivisions, of course, in the town of Wheatfield may create problems that the current zoning and design regulations of the town of Wheatfield may not adequately address. The moratorium will temporarily stop the processing applications for the issuance of subdivision approvals for major subdivisions as defined in the town's code. The moratorium is for a period of 6 months with the option of extending for another 6 months, allowing the town board to analyze, determine potential appropriate revisions and amendments to the town of Wheatfield zoning code, subdivision laws, and other development requirements. And now I can't see, so I'm just got here back, excuse me. So that's our opening statement, and just to go back, and everybody I'm sure remembers the January storm that we had. And I think what caught everybody off guard, no one expected to see the flooding that we had. Maybe most of the people here don't even realize the problems that we have. But if you remember in December, it rained the whole month. Everybody said, boy, thank God it's not snow. But the ground was totally saturated in December. And then we got 16 inches of snow, and then we had a hard freeze for 2 weeks. So when we did get that close to 2 inches of rain, the water had no place to go. So it was the perfect storm. And as you know, we had areas in the town of Wheatfield that flooded that never flooded before. And the reason the town board is taking this approach is because, if you think about it, in the last 4 years, we've had 3 major storms. We had one in the middle of the summer 2 years ago. And we have a rainfall of the equivalent of, what, a 750-year storm, approximately. And so, this moratorium is because enough is enough. And I think the town board, and I'm speaking for all the guys here, realize that now with the flooding that we have at such closer intervals. Now, I don't know if anybody knows this, but I was a building instructor for many, many years. And we might get a flood once every 10 years. And now we're getting floods all the time. So that's why the town, this is not a knee-jerk reaction. We're going to look at our subdivision regulations. We've already met with the engineers. In fact, I don't know if you folks are aware of this, but a couple of weeks ago, all of the supervisors and state and county officials met here to discuss the issue. And it's not just Wheatfield, it's regional. And again, if you look at the ever-changing weather patterns, record warmth, record rain, I mean, it's something we have to look at. Thus, we're doing a moratorium. So everybody understands why we're doing it, and the purpose behind this is to protect our residents. So, I won't keep guessing, but I will bring up, Mary Poole. Mary?
Hi. Good evening, everyone. My name is Mary Poole. I live at 3329 Lockport Road. I was here for the February meeting, more emotional. We had experienced that January flood, had catastrophic problems all through Eagle Chase subdivision. Both particularly in my home, I had 2 vehicles in my basement. Since then, we started to form the Wheatfield Smart Growth Coalition to try to help us understand better what we can do and what the county can do to help us with this ongoing problem that we have in Eagle Chase. Because as you know, this is not something that's come up, but this has been here longer than 2007. Okay. What I'm asking tonight, and first I want to thank you for listening to me, and a lot of comments tonight, so I hope you can appreciate that. On my end, my husband and I have had plumbers over to take a look at our house to try to find solutions to keep the water from coming in our basement at such an exponentially fast rate. Today we had HW Brick come. They did a video. They videoed our pipes. We did not see anything wrong with the pipes that are running from our pump and our pipe out to the road. So we're kind of at a standstill there. What I can tell you is that they told me that that drain, which I know is on a county road, because Lockport Road is a county road, but the culverts and the drains need to be cleaned better. Okay? The property from the pond at Eagle Chase and across the road, that needs to be cleaned out so that the water can run smoothly. Because in my opinion, what happens is this water is coming from everywhere and it backs up. And it also backs up into me. Again, I don't have to reiterate, it's an inconvenience for people living in the development. For me, it's life altering for my husband and I. So what I'm here to do tonight is to just ask you for any updates that you might have with regard to Eagle Chase, and to just let you know that I'm going to be staying on top of this also from my end and from the Wheatfield Smart Coalition, so that we can try to get this fixed.
Mary, just so you know, I met last, was it Thursday? Friday. Thursday? With our engineers, and we purposely looked at your subdivision to look at alternatives to reroute the water. And our engineers are going to do an analysis. The only thing we have to be sure that by altering that waterfall, we don't affect people out here. But we are looking at it, and I think this is John Russo.
Yes.
I think he's on vacation.
He's out of town.
And so he is going to come back to see me, and we're going to tell him what we're looking at. And then, in the appropriate time, once we come up with something, we folks will be invited in to see what we're looking at.
Okay. Can I ask you, do you have any record of how many other basements were impacted at the same degree as mine from this January 2022 flood? Because my understanding is, and I'm not sure where Walnut Road is or someplace along Walnut is called, Mr. Brick, the technician for Brick told me that they had 2 feet of water in their basement too. an open ditch.
You'll never say election, just so you know, the other night there was a function, that's what was Rockport and Morello, and they are going to schedule a meeting with DEC within the next 2 weeks.
Yes, we have, as a group, as residents of Eagle Chase and Lockport Road, we have all sent letters to, Senator Orr.
But hopefully, with the regional approach with all of the supervisors, in fact, Grand Island now, the area county wants to join our group because they have severe flooding and have property damage in that storm also. You would think Grand Island would run off into the river, but it's just getting into the river. So the Grand Island supervisor is going to join the group, and hopefully regionally we'll accomplish something. We're working on it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Doug Siegman. Hey, Doug.
How you doing? I'm Doug Sigmund. I live on Eric Road. I've lived there my whole life, 62 years. So I'd like to thank you guys for now looking at the flood. You know, as you guys are all aware, I've been after this for a long time because you're proposing something that if I made Eric Road, the school's been flooding out. You all know that. I want to commend you for doing this, but I think that we have to make things accountable. Eagle Chase is a prime example. I'll just use them as an example. We knew there was a problem there, yet we allowed a developer to continue to build another 30, 40 homes. Now, the town is gonna have to figure out how to fix it, and it's gonna be the town people paying for it. The profit's already been pulled out of it, and we're gonna pay for it. So I think you guys should consider making sure inspections, people are held to their inspections of whatever design you guys do. It's important not only to make the rules, but to follow the rules. And also, I think it'd be very, very good that you either make a bond a job, or do something to make sure that if there is problems, that it can be fixed on their money, not the taxpayers. Okay, because we're not making no money on London's house. None of our taxes are going down already. But I do commend you from what I hear, you guys are headed on the right path. I was gonna rescind it, but when she brought up Eagle Chase, it is kind of a fraud, and we allowed them to build, but we knew there was a problem. You know what I mean? We should have put a moratorium on the whole thing, that's solved, and then went forward. I'm not against building. I've got 27 acres, and my kids don't want to cash in sooner or later. It won't be me, but I'm sure my kids will. So, I just want to thank you guys for looking into this and trying to do the best you can. Thank you.
Excellent. Suda?
Good evening, town board. I live on Lockport Road across Eagle Chase. My family's owned that land since about 1904. So, my whole life I've lived there, 57. That field that Eagle Chase is in right now currently is always flooded prior to that subdivision being in there. Every spring, every fall now, when the sun would come, that would be flooded, always. 10 to 15 acres. There's 3 springs back in there, and now with the contractor and the engineering company approving that subdivision, they raised the first lot on the corner. It's about 4 feet above where the ground used to be. The field used to flood, stay flooded for anywhere from a week to 2 weeks, slowly migrate down to the open road ditch to the creek on the north side. Never came over the road. But with the subdivision, you have less percolation from the runoff, from the roofs, concrete driveways, the road. The subdivision road doesn't even have a road ditch. It has a slight concrete gutter, which, as far as runoff is concerned, is minimal. When you get out to Rockport Road, people say the Chase, they've culverted the open ditch. Now, every engineer knows that a pipe, the coefficient of a pipe, is less than an open ditch, especially if the open ditch is even, squared at the bottom. I'm suggesting, rip out the culverts on Rockport Road, leave it as an open ditch like it used to be. That'll help some of these individuals on Eagle Chase. I feel sorry for them. But the bottom line is, that always flooded prior to that subdivision going in there. And from the engineering department, the engineers should have They should be liable for that, the residents of Eagle Chase and liable for the town, the engineering company. Now, as far as storm retention pond, which are being put in the subdivisions, that's a joke. They dig a pond to get the fill to raise the building heights. Then they put the outlet, they dig the pond maybe 5, 6, 7 feet deep. But then they put the outlet about 2 foot to 3 feet below the berm. Because they can't put it any lower because the road ditch or the outlet's not any lower. It's a joke. A retention pond is not made to hold water year-round. It's made to be dry, and in the event of a storm, then it is supposed to take up that amount of extra water, and then let it go down slowly. Now on Hoover Road, that new subdivision there, the town road, is let the developer put all culvert pipes and fill it in. Ever since I've ever known where the retention pond is, that field would flood the same way. And that's gonna stay full of water. It's a hazard, a baby can fall in it. County Road the same way. We've got all these huge retention ponds. We're just asking for someone to lose their child in it. A few years ago, the town did some spraying for mosquitoes, complaining about mosquitoes. Where do you think they're coming from? The retention ponds within the town. Who's benefiting from the retention pond? Not the residents of the subdivision, not the town. The developers.
All right, well, thank you. I would like to make a comment that
Yes.
the retention ponds are designed to hold a certain amount of water for 100 years on. Typically.
Yeah, they're actually designed to have.
So it's not just done to give the developer more dirt. Every subdivision has a retention area for 100-year floodwaters. And it's been that way for several years now. So
When you take a retention pond, it used to be a whole field, and fence it down, and then they only have the outlet so many feet down, and you're holding all this extra water, it's a moot point.
again, under storm conditions, that's designed to hold.
But I want the town to know that that field is always flooded, that whole way. But here again, they have the road ditch, mitigate its runoff at a slow pace, and we didn't have all these culverts. And as far as I'm concerned, the engineering firm had the opportunity in the very beginning, when there was an issue, and they should be liable to all these people in Eagle Chase. I feel sorry for them. I mean, and then when
I do also, Paul, and we are looking at doing what we can to make things better out there. Can I promise that we'll never flood again? I can't do that. But again, we met with the engineers, we met with supervisors, we met with the highway superintendent. We're looking at options to try to get it better for the regions.
I think one of the things should be is the open ditches should be open again.
I just made a note of it and something we'll discuss. Okay? Thank you, Paul.
You have a wonderful day.
You too, thank you.
Oh, one more last thing. Moratorium that you tried to put on the subdivision. I suggest the current subdivisions that are in the town right now, put a moratorium on the building permit on those existing subdivisions. You're not denying the subdivision, but put a moratorium on the building permit. I'm watching a new seller being put in Eagle Chase this week.
That was a previously approved subdivision, and right now we're doing any new subdivision. So, anyway, thank you for your input, appreciate it.
Thank you for the time.
Let's see, Jeff Ronaldo?
No comment.
Thank you. May Weiss?
I'm gonna decline, thank you.
I'm sorry?
I'm gonna decline speaking, thank you.
Oh, okay, good. Anyone else that would like to speak that's not on the list? All right, thank you. And again, folks, and this is something that we haven't, I don't think we've ever done in the past, but we have formed call it a coalition of all of the Niagara County supervisors, state, federal government. We had a huge meeting here because it's not just Wheatfield. And again, with the ever-changing weather patterns, we're seeing flooding more often than we want. So we're looking at addressing our regulations, possibly increasing retention areas, bid sizes, In fact, I have a meeting with the planning board in 2 weeks, to discuss getting them involved with recommendations, what we could do to make things better. So that's where it is, we're working on it, and, again, I'm supposed to have a meeting with DEC within the next 2 weeks, and hopefully we'll come up with some good concrete solutions. But I thank you for your time. And we'll take a 5-minute recess, and we'll start over. Oh, motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. By the way, we cannot vote on it tonight because Niagara County Planning Board has to approve it before it comes to the council. We're going to take a 5-minute recess.
Good for you. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, you're right. I actually thought you were right. Oh, you're not one. His wife could take him, and I said, no, I'm not nuts. There's never, I mean, I might be crazy, but I'm not nuts. You know, you never know him, though. If no one is to love him, I just know I do. But, remote chore. He's on more. Thank you, sir. That's why everyone.
Right. Aren't fire Just a Monday night, you know, there's nothing else going on.
What else do you have to do on a Monday night? My kids haven't eaten dinner yet.
I know. Sarah's still going picked up. Poor Ella's sick.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wonder why she's home so late.
Yeah, she's like got some sort of bug. It's kind of rough. Like, she's got a fever and it's going up and down. She was only on the swing out here for like 5 minutes. That's her favorite thing in the world to do is go on the swing. So she loves it. I want to take down your swing set like you wouldn't believe it. She will not let me.
Good. Yeah, thank you. I love you, love me. I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later. You know what?
Are you going?
I bank the sheriff's department. I'm the banker for the sheriff's department.
Oh, really? I just told them. I heard. Well, see, it's been here, I was,
You don't feel bad, the bills are like something.
well,
What's that? You want official business tonight?
I usually love that.
Right next to me.
Oh.
So we'll be there Saturday. It's about 12 hours. Yeah. 3 things. There's 3 things coming for Adams. No donation coming, non-monetary equipment. They are gonna come pick them up when it gets delivered. So, yeah, it's some sort of detection equipment. They were gonna, so I went through the fires.
Coming up, right? Yeah.
We're back. They were gonna throw this equipment.
I'm day by day at this point in my life.
Every time
I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. My family actually they're expecting me at like 9. What's going on later? You know, I'll leave that driving. What are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. Well, like, I gotta see how things evolve.
So that's when they asked Chris, hey, Chris, right here, does he have, know anything about this? They're not here yet. They're gonna be, once they clear from inventory, he's gonna bring them to the office. I did crush oh, maybe not. Yeah, whatever. Then I brought them all in.
I haven't met him yet. Point, I did not know he was
No, I just, in case they bring it up, they're not here yet, but they are coming. The keys haven't come in yet. How are you, sir? No, on the website, you know your number, your cell phone number is on the website.
Yeah, I can do that. That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know, you probably gave it
No,
out.
I didn't.
Yeah, I can just see you with your balance board walking up and down.
I don't know, I called her the other day. You hear, call this phone number.
Oh, and it gave me my number?
Yeah, I would never do that. I would never do that.
I know you would. Right, I know you would.
I know you would.
His mother.
So nothing Wednesday then?
Well, the only where I was at, the big company. And with the main we're not Except for that house that
Because they were there.
yeah, but they had held up.
The sheriff's going to.
I play typically in the
In May, right? We've met
Except for-
before.
okay,
We've
except for
definitely,
that-
if you look familiar, I played, I think I missed 1 year in the last 15 years.
Actually sit out.
Oh, do you really? Okay. I'm there every year.
It's a nice tournament.
Yeah.
A little wet.
Kicks off golf season. Oh, the weather's always questionable. We've had a couple good years and a couple really rough years. Oh, congratulations. A little bit more fancy than golf girl.
But they lost.
I know.
Nice to meet you.
Rise to the pledge of allegiance.
Heavenly Father, we pray that you grant wisdom to all who are in authority, that order and justice may be upheld for the benefit of all citizens, and guide us to better serve the people of our community. Restrain those who seek to destroy our government. We ask your divine wisdom to rest upon our leaders to guide them and protect them. Amen.
For the record, all board members are present. Any public input? Excuse me, approval of the minutes, February 12th, 2024, can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second. I have a motion to second, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of bill payment, March 4th, 2024. Voucher number 202-40154 to 202-40280 with a total amount $412,869.25. Could I have a motion, please? And a second, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Department, that's all signal.
Not much, just, we have been going out. Today we actually had a canoe out trying to find out all the dams in Bullet Creek. Good section was clear, we did find some, but we gotta wait till it dries out enough, because we have to go through people's yards to get to these spots. They're not gonna let us take machinery through their yards when it's just, when the ground's this wet. So when it dries out, we're marking them now, finding out where they're at. I actually have some easements for Berkel's Creek too that just got returned to me after 3 weeks. There's 1 or 2 spots in there, but there's nothing that's, I'm gonna say, shutting the water right off. But we haven't been back there doing that. And with the weather we've been having, we haven't been able to catch up on some work that we haven't been able to do around our shop in a long time. I keep getting phone calls, you're gonna suspend the parking, are you gonna suspend, or start chipping and all this? April 1st. Keeping the dates the way they normally are. We don't usually pressure the constables too much to go out and do parking tags. if it's not snowing out. But they're calling for possible snow again Sunday, so it's the way it is. I am gonna leave tomorrow for Albany. So everybody's aware, the governor in her budget wants to cut $100 million from our CHIPS account. It's the account we use to do our paving with. Hopefully, I mean, they gave us a raise 2 years ago. Now she wants to take a raise plus more back out. Really is a shame. So I'll be leaving early tomorrow morning, and I'll be back Wednesday night.
Thank you, Paul.
Any questions?
Anybody else? Thank you, Paul. Sewer Department, Mark Clark.
Good evening. Just got a few things to mention tonight. We're still out looking for sewer infiltration with our camera system on Boulevard, where the sewer line that lead up to our road pump station. The north side was completed. We found multiple 4-inch pipes with no caps that we repaired. And tomorrow we're digging up a 6-inch sewer cleanout and repair that as well. The south side of the boulevard was all clear, everything was good. No repairs were needed. We've also been checking the gaskets on the sanitary manholes next to Sawyer Creek to make sure there's no infiltration on that as well. The new gasket material is on order for the ones that will need it. We've also purchased dome plastic covers to prevent water infiltration that fit under the manhole lid so no brown water gets in. The low ones that we have found also, we have raised up with concrete rings to get them out of them. We will continue to camera the town sewer system to find repairs needed to help the infiltration.
Just, talk about what Mark's doing here. We had a sewer district meeting last Wednesday, I suppose. And part of the problem is the severe infiltration in the system. You take in fact, a manhole that's underwater, if anybody wants to see this, a manhole cover that's underwater, by the end of the day, 64,800 gallons of water is infiltrated into that top of that manhole.
Just through the manhole.
Just through the manhole, the vent holes on the manhole. So, I mean, it just shows you what can happen. And I appreciate you going out, checking the manholes, putting your seals on them. The county's doing the same thing. They're checking all of their manholes because we came in, about half an inch of losing our sewer plant. So it's that bad. So, thank you. I certainly appreciate what you do.
Any other questions?
Anybody else?
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Mike Manali, Recreation Director.
Can you hear me? Three quick dates. Deadline number one, Friday, March 22nd, the deadline for T-ball, coach pitch, baseball, softball registration. Deadline number two, next Monday, 1 week from today, 7 a.m., our summer camp registration link goes live. It's already on the website, on the youth center page and the summer camp page. First 48 hours, residents only. Take the first week for that, then we will open it up to everyone else. And then the third day, Easter party, Saturday, March 23rd, next door to the youth center, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m.
That's it, Mike?
That's it.
Okay, one thing, Mike, we talked about this morning. Excuse me. We have the eclipse coming up on April 8th. And many of the people are closing their parks, to protect them from campers, and I know this sounds crazy, but they're expecting 1 million people in the area. They're expecting 3 hours of traffic on Niagara Falls Boulevard. We've asked to make our cars available for traffic control. I've got a meeting coming up with the, Jonathan Schultz and the sheriff next week to discuss all of the issues and potential problems related to this. And I guess my question to you fellows, and I believe they're closing Oppenheim Park, do you want to close the park on April 8th? I personally think we should, because the beginning of April, the ground is so saturated, and I can just see people rolling in campers, and they're gonna park them on the town park, and then wanna get them out again, so, and you know, I kind of, I'm not overreacting, but when I hear all these horror stories and all the potential problems, what's your thoughts, guys?
I did order, because I'm not gonna have bathrooms open by then, I'm not gonna have water turned on, but I did call Modern and I got 3 regular portable toilets and a handicap one that we're gonna drop off Friday before, and I'm gonna have them pick them up Tuesday.
They're gonna be out on the table.
Yes, yeah, there'll be one in my parking lot and then probably 2 or 3 along Steve Road.
So, I guess the question is this, guys, I mean, if people are gonna park on Steve Road, you know, you have people asking,
I do, yeah.
so do we wanna close the park for the day, allow people to park on Steve Road and Ash Road in the parking lot? Make the restrooms available, the park itself be closed for the day, I think we should. Can you imagine somebody getting on the town park with ATVs, campers, what do you guys think? Kurt, all right?
My thought do we feel like we can keep campers and vehicles and everything off of the grass? And if we can do that, there's really no reason to close the park.
Close the gate in the front, otherwise, once they get in, it's a free fall.
I think Don, you're indicating, clarify, close the park to traffic, but.
Right.
But,
Just the gate,
So
but
people
the,
can do it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay.
they can park along the road and then use the pathway to get in.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I'm just saying that most of the town parks are gonna be closed.
You ever get campers in there? I've never had.
But, you know, but that's the whole thing, I mean, when I went to the meeting about the eclipse, all of the hotel units are booked, all of the motel units are booked for the non-refundable deposit. And I'm thinking, are you kidding me? And there was actually people that will chase the eclipse, like storm chasers. So I'm listening to this, and they're talking 1 million people coming into the town and having traffic jams for 3 hours. You know, I want to protect our park. So if we close the gate, people still can use the park, they're not gonna run with campers, that's what I would suggest. For one day.
What do you think, Mike?
I mean, if we don't close the gates, yeah, we could probably put up some state and caution tape and kind of contain the area as much as possible. It's really just the gates of tennis courts that I would be most concerned with. There's parking lots along the one side, but the other side we could bridge.
So you still have the parking lot on Nash Road where they can park. Steve,
Yeah, there's no gate there.
so that gives them plenty of room to park. And Oppenheimer, I mean, they have more calls from people going into camp. They're looking at closing the entire park.
I think they are.
So what's your budget, guys? Again, it's one day.
Are we gonna have extra security there? Is that part of the plan now?
No.
To
I
have-
think you're looking at.
Well, I'm thinking like constables and
Well, the constables have already been promised to the sheriff department for traffic.
so we're not gonna have any constables.
Unless we need to, Bob, I mean, possibly we can pull away. I would.
on White Street.
What's your budget, guys? I'll tell you what, I'll put it to a motion to close the gates of the park and leave the park open, but at least keep the gates closed at the entrance to the park. That's my motion. Here's your motion.
second.
Second, that's a very weak second. I'll go with it. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thanks, Mike. I appreciate it.
Good to see you.
Mike Clark, I was orders one.
Yeah, I stepped in for him.
Okay, Chris.
Hey, no report.
That was good. Want to balance it?
Huh? No, I'm good. Thank you.
Awesome. How do you talk that? Hi, John. You need to come out front.
You make me. If I don't, you're gonna call me up here anyways, and I don't just do that.
No problem.
So March 1st was Friday, that was
ready, so after the meeting, I'll give you the date, if you could make it as,
Yeah, I'll make it.
let me know, that's your turn by breakfast.
See that? I don't like breakfast. That's all you want, is breakfast.
Want to let you hear again, do it?
We have this one thing on our agenda this evening, more or less a pass-through from the planning board. We have a motion, in our packet to schedule a public hearing for a subdivision. That's, as part of the County Line Road solar project that the planning board has been reviewing on and off for the past, 2 years plus now. But one of the components of it is, a minor subdivision that's taking the 148 or so acre lot of land and subdividing it into, 3 lots, one for solar, one for the gentleman who currently owns and lives on the land, and for, our residential property. So that's why we have just that. Any questions? And it's a minor subdivision.
So the motion's to rezone, you're saying?
The motion is to schedule a public hearing for the minor subdivision. The minor, this one has a lot of different moving parts to it. It's a site plan and special use permit by the planning board. It's a minor subdivision that is approved by the town board. And they also have, a variance for fencing. So the planning board has done a coordinated review under secret for everything. But those components now.
All three of these things fit into the zone, you're saying, with the current plan.
And we're only acting on the minor subdivision, the 3 parcels. You'll have a map there, I'm sure.
Yes, and the applicant will be here to discuss. Oh, yeah. Basically, to get it in front of the, town board, or review for that public hearing. Not really asking for action that night. Really, the next step is the planning board to, make a secret decision. Once that secret decision is made, then the ZBA can do their, acting with their interpretation, so minor subdivision. And then it goes back to the planning board again to special use permit.
You want to set a date tonight?
Pardon?
You want to set a date tonight?
Yes, the motion is, what's the motion?
Jim, I know it's called a minor subdivision, but if I read it right, there's only one additional house that comes out. Is that right?
There's only one potential addition.
One potential.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot that meets the outdoor zoning requirements, that requires more of the, in excess of the minimum square footage. So, yes, the gentleman who's still retaining that land could sell it to somebody.
Tim, one more question, so then, why does it need our approval?
So, minor subdivisions have to be approved by the town board. Variances have to be done by the ZBA, and then the planning board has the site plan and special use permit. So, but there's an order in which those need to be. That's all you need to do, you're approving the minor subdivision for a lot.
Okay, thank you, Tim. Kathy has something?
Yes, I just wanted to recap our, 2023 collections in the clerk's office and give a big thank you and a shout out to the girls in my office. We collected, between tax, clerk, and water for 2023, $22,520,613. And of that, the electronic payments continue to increase. And that's a combination of electronic, e-check, through people's checking accounts, direct withdrawal payments, credit cards, and debit cards. And the total of electronic payments last year, was $1,290,000. So people are getting more and more accustomed and used to using those options, and it's really helped with processing transactions
much faster and that we, process our own checks. So when people bring a check in for the payment, we process them right in the office and we scan them in that day, so they don't go, they get deposited immediately. So we always look for ways to improve the efficiency in the office, and the girls that Megan and Rachel both are doing a great job, so I wanted to give them a big thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Okay, motions, Matt Brooks.
Okay, the first motion is from Wendell that Tim mentioned. Motion to schedule a public hearing on the minor subdivision proposed at 6714 Town Line Road on a date and time to be determined. The minor subdivision is associated with the Town Line Road solar project, which is currently under review by the planning board. So we could set up the
I'll make a motion, 6:45 on March 18th.
We'll give them time to publish.
Yes.
6:45?
Yes. Unless you wanna go to April,
Yes, so we don't need it. We just need the regular, we don't need it. Yes.
Good.
Anything with the county gonna be done with this, or? County set?
Sorry.
I think these second on that. Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
Next motion from the Highway Department, resolved to authorize and approve the request of Paul Sigmund, Highway Superintendent, to hire Levi Sigmund as seasonal help labor for the Highway Department effective May 15th, 2024, at a rate of pay and terms pursuant to the job specifications of summer seasonal help, the laborer for the Highway Department, heading to human resources and an Iver County criminal background check.
Second. And a second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
And then we had our first supplemental motion from the Highway Department, resolved to authorize the request of Paul Sigmund, Highway Superintendent, to purchase a new 2024 Honda Pioneer 1006 Crew Deluxe, I guess truck, or what is it called, ATV, at the floor model, which is an addition, Kathy, the floor model from Weaver Motorsports, being the lowest of the bids received for $19,999, to be paid from the Highway Department 2024 drainage budget.
So moved. Second. And a second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
And then we have one final supplemental motion that just came to us, it's from the town board, a motion to appoint Josh Heim as an alternate to the Wheatfield Town Planning Board.
For a motion, please.
Second.
And a second, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried.
And those are all the motions I have this evening.
Thank you, Matt. Board members, Bill Lozelle.
I don't have anything.
Larry?
I have nothing to add.
Okay, Kurt Doctor.
Now, I don't wanna steal your thunder, were you gonna talk about agricultural boulevard or starting up today?
On what? Third.
Yeah, so we got notification from the DOT that, the work along agricultural boulevard is gonna be starting up, it's supposed to start back up today. I didn't drive by, to see if it happened, was there? Okay. That's good news, always pluses and minuses with the weather, and it's probably coming a little early, but consider this one a plus, you know, that work starting up. And then, also, Wheatfield will get some volunteers, they're meeting on the 12th, this month, that's coming, not tomorrow, but Tuesday after. Anybody interested in coming out and volunteering should, let me know. Help me out.
The only thing I have which made Paul very happy is that we did send a letter to, Niagara County related to the signals on Walmore and, Lockmore Road.
That's at both intersections?
Yes.
Wow.
So, in fact, what's the attorney's name for the county? Burgasser?
George.
Claude George or Claude?
I think he said Burgasser. But anyway, he's going to pass it on to you for review, and, so that's good news. So we won't be responsible for it at all. So, anyway, good news. And that's all I have. Any further public input?
Randy.
Oh, Randy, I'm sorry.
Okay, nothing to do with, the town business, but, shout out to the Star Point. I noticed some girls that live in the town that play for Star Point. I went to the game yesterday, they won at the buzzer, it was a great game. And, there's some girls that live in the town, a lot of relations. They're playing Saturday out in Canandaigua for the Far West Regional. So it was, it threw the ball in with half a second, and the Millville girls scored, and it was, it was a great game to watch, and hopefully they do well.
That's all right, yeah, that's what's up. Thank you, appreciate it. Any public input? Excellent.
Yeah, I would just like to thank the
Oh,
board.
sure, down there.
I would just like to thank the board for appointing Josh, on the planning board tonight. There's been times, we've been looking high and low for a good planning board member, and there's been times we've even had to cancel votes because we didn't have majority of the people being absent. And this will secure, that we don't have to do that anymore. So thank you so very, very much, I appreciate it.
Our pleasure, thank you. Anyone else? Next meeting is March 18th, 2024. There'll be a public hearing at 6:45 and a regular meeting at 7 o'clock. Could I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Second.
Second, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you for coming.
Good to see you. Took me a minute to recognize you. I thought the same thing, and I'm certain. Yes. That might have been my worst in my entire life. I'm not sure what I did the night before, but I know it was a good time. I did not play well that day, but good to see you. Good. See you more now. Take care, Mike.
How you doing?
Good, how are you doing?
Yeah, it's not the strongest foot,
Everybody knows Dougie.
Everybody knows.
He'll be over it.
I know, I spent my weekend with that on Monday night.
He lets you get his hands in, you know what I mean?
That's